Do you want to know what it's like to be free? A lot of traders ask me, when I quit my job, what was it like to finally get to the point where you could leave work forever and just trade for a living? But what's interesting is that's actually not the point where I felt best about my trading. Yeah, it was amazing when I resigned from work to come home and be a full-time trader. But the point that really made the difference to me psychologically, where my spirits really lifted, was way before that, long before I had enough capital to leave the corporate world and trade for a living. It actually came after about 3 years of systematic trading. So I learned to trade systematically and I turned my results around and my account started growing. And at that point, I had $14,500 in my account. And so I started to make money and my account started to grow, and that was great. Finally, my work was paying off. A couple of years later, my account had continued to grow and I hit $30,000, which, it's a reasonable amount of money, but it's certainly nowhere near enough to retire on, right? But my account hit $30,000. And at that point, I had doubled my account from when I started. And it took a little while. It wasn't overnight. It certainly wasn't in a couple of months. It took a couple of years. But I could see at that point that my trading was absolutely working. I had been through some strong times in the market and some weaker times in the market, and my account had managed to keep growing. My drawdown was under control, and my account had doubled in size. And when it hit $30,000, what I realized was it was working. And I had this realization that eventually I was going to make it. I was going to get there. And that's the point where the weight kind of lifted off my shoulders and I felt the best about my trading. It wasn't many years later when finally I walked out the door having made more money trading than I did in my job. That was great. But the point where I knew for sure that it was working, where I had discovered systematic trading, I'd implemented it, I'd followed my system, I'd done it with discipline, and my account had grown and all of a sudden it had doubled in size. I knew I was going to make it. That was the point where I realized I was a winning trader and I was going to get to my goals. And that's the point that I want you to aspire to. Yes, also aspire to trade for a living if that's what you want. But that's a long way off because you've got to build a lot of capital to trade for a living. But you want to get to the point quickly where you know that it's working. Because I know from my experience, that was where my whole mindset shifted. I knew I had my career and I had my job. I was working in that, but I had my wealth building on the side and that was absolutely working. And that was going to get me to my financial goals long term. Yeah, my career was going to pay the bills in the meantime and allow me to save some money and bulk up my trading account. But it was the wealth building that was really going to get me there. So that's the point that you want to get to. The confidence that the wealth building through your systematic trading is working. And in order to do that, you need to, first of all, discover systematic trading. Well, congratulations, you're here in Enlightened stock trading, and where this is all we're about is systematic trading. You need to also figure out how to you need to learn to backtest so that you can evaluate and build confidence in those strategies and make sure, A, they're profitable, and B, they're right for you, and C, you understand what you're in for when you're trading them. So learning to backtest is absolutely critical. Thirdly, then you need to learn to control your risk. Manage your trading risk and your exposure so that you don't blow up your account, because you've got to stay in the game if you're going to win the game long term. That's the key. So we have a system, we learn to backtest and build confidence, and we manage our risk to stay in the game. Once you can do those things and you start following that trading process consistently day after day, your wealth building takes off, your confidence skyrockets, and you're going to reach your trading goals eventually. It's just a matter of time and saving more money into your account to help build that account. So that's what I want for you. I want you to get to that point as soon as possible. And if that sounds like something you want, then stick around, stay with Enlightened Stock Trading, work with us, and we'll help you get there as quickly as we can. My name's Adrian Reid. This is Enlightened Stock Trading. I'll see you in the next video. Bye for now.